Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to start collecting Conquest First Blood, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Old Dominion's First Blood Warband box set. Now this box set has just gone on pre-order on Parabellum War Games. It will come out around this time next month, or at least be shipped on its way to you, but at the time of recording, it's on pre-order, and you can use our discount code, which will show you throughout the video, and get yourself 10% off this box set if you want to go grab it, which will help support the channel as well and allow us to keep doing more Conquest content. And so, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through the contents of the box set here, talk a little bit about the units that are in there and what they can do on the table, before taking a look at some other units we can use to expand upon this box set, and finally finish off the video with a little sample army of 800 points for you to use as some inspiration for building your own army of the Old Dominion in Conquest First Blood. And so, to begin with, first of all, we have a Mounted Strategos. This is a medium cavalry character. You can see him right up the front. He's the only cavalry model in the picture. You've got 7 wounds, clash 3, 5 attacks. You've got the shield rule, brutal impact 2 as well for when you're charging. And your animate vessel rule, which is a staple amongst all of your units in the Old Dominion. It means you generally can't be inspired, but you automatically will pass any morale or resolve characteristic test you're required to make as well, which is pretty cool. Now, you do have some other rules. First of all, Undying Entourage, where every time an Athenoi of Varangian Guard model in this army suffers a wound, you roll a die. On a 1, ignore that wound. And then you've got Eternal Discipline. The character model does not become provoked as a result of being the target of a challenge action, does not suffer any negative effects for doing so. In addition, models in this character's regiment gain the Terrifying Run special rule. You've got Parade of Capitus, where every time a Cataphracto model in this army suffers a wound, on a 1, ignore the wound. Leader of the Legions as well. While this character regiment is a range of objective, all friendly Athenoi and Varangian Guard models in this army counts 2 models for the purpose of seizing the objectives. And then your Peerless Commander rule as well. This character model may use its abilities at any point during its activation after the draw event step has concluded. The character model cannot interrupt performing an action to use a command, but the character model does not need to use its 2 abilities at the same time. So some really cool sort of play around with how this model can sort of work. Now, joining this model, first of all, we have 6 Legionnaires. These are pretty much your standard infantry for the Old Dominion. They are medium. They've got shields, they've got support, which is really nice. Animate vessel, like I said, this is just a rule that applies to so many things throughout the force. And, you know, you're going to get defense 1, but those shields, so defense 2 when charged from your front, volley and clash decent at 2 there, and then 1 attack as well. Now, you also have 6 Moroi, which are the weird sort of ghost spirit creatures that have some amazing lore behind them. But they have Priest 3, which is really cool. They can actually use Pyrosis and Ashes to Ashes, which are going to give some Aura of Death abilities and allow you to perform a disengage action without becoming broken, which is just awesome. Really, really solid. Now, you've then got 4 Varangian Guard, which is some brand new models available for the Old Dominion, and not remembering that they will get to reroll 1s on some tests there. They are a heavy infantry unit. Cleave 2, Tenacious as well, which each time is a regiment with a special rule makes a defense roll. You can discard 1 failed dice result without effect. All in all, you know, they are a really heavy hitting. Clash 3, 3 wounds apiece. Defense 3 as well. One of the best base infantry units in the game, I think. They can absolutely go to town. They've got good defense, they've got good offense, a really strong unit. Now, the last thing we get in here is an officer model called an Optio. This can be put into your Legionnaires unit. Now, the Optio is going to have the command Endless March, where target-friendly Legionnaires or Praetorian Guard will gain +2 to its march. He also has Flurry himself for some rerolls, shield as well. So a really cool little officer to bring to your force. Also, we would like to thank Parabellum for sponsoring the channel with Conquest the Last Argument of Kings and Conquest First Blood. If you'd like to help the channel, you can do so by supporting us by going and using our affiliate code to get 10% off your orders on the Parabellum e-store. The code here on the screen will get you the said discount, CFGCONQ5. Go and get yourself 10% off and help the channel continue to make more and more Conquest content. Now, if we're looking at where to go next, there are definitely some other officer models that are really cool, and the first of these is the Dark Cenotaph. I think this is especially good in any of your sort of more durable units. His big thing with Lipsana is during the victory point and each round score 1 additional VP if this model is within a range of an objective that you are seizing and scored victory points for. For me, he's really, really solid to bring into the games, can really help. Like, extra victory points for having a model in your unit is just solid. Now we then have the Counterfactoid to talk about. Obviously, the Strategos brings, some benefits to them, but the unit here, the Counterfactoid, are your cavalry, medium unit, brutal impact 2, and cleave 1, which is a really nice combo, meaning, you've got those, that sort of negation of opponents' defense rolls, or at least the debilitating effect onto them with your charges, but also you've got cleave there for when you're actually fighting as well. Now you've then got the Bone Golems, which are a heavy brute unit. These guys are just insanely good. Cleave 2, Aura of Death 2 as well, and Hardened 1 makes them pretty durable, especially with a defense of 3 and 6 wounds. The last unit we have here are the Cardiacids. I think these are a really interesting option to bring to the table. First of all, they're a medium brute unit, but they're actually a ranged damage dealing unit. So they've got Barrows 3 with a 12-inch, and they've also got Armor Piercing 2 with Deadly Shot, meaning they will ignore your opponent's defense rolls on a roll of a 1, which is really cool. And then they can also get Precise Shot as well. So some nice little combos as well around how the unit works. Really, really strong shooting, but they also are brutes, so they're still, Clash 2, 4 attacks, 6 wounds, defense 3. Not too bad in combat as well, especially with Terrifying there as well. And so here we have our sample force. It's a pretty simple force here. We've just added some Counterfactoid and the Dark Cenotaph as well. So we've got the Mounted Strategos who will be leading the force, and then the 6 Legionnaires with that Optio in there, just giving them, some nice additional movement. They're going to be a really nice fast-moving piece we can use. Fast-moving for Old Dominion, which are generally a little bit slow. The Moroi are really, really good. I absolutely love their ability to disengage for free. It can be really powerful in the game. 4 ranging guard with that Dark Cenotaph. They're going to be marching up to an objective and just scoring extra points for you and pretty much killing anything they come into contact with. That's another infantry unit. They probably only struggle against brutes, but even then they can deal with the damage. Brutes just generally have the punch to go back through them. And then lastly, a single Counterfactoid in there as well, remembering he's getting the benefits from the Strategos as well, which is all really cool. A nice solid Old Dominion force. If you've been playing with the Old Dominion in Conquest First Blood, I'd love to hear how you've been going, your favourite units to bring to the table, and how you would use that starter box down below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fantastic little community here, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. If you would like to, you can do so either by YouTube members or Patreon, or by grabbing yourself some merch at Teespring or at our Ko-fi store. All of them are linked down in the video's description. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallers, Redman, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Colomos, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members: Greenrich Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny 84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weird, James Tillman, Gargamel 196, and Disco. Lastly, a special thanks, first of all, to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing art for the channel, everyone who helps come and provide the games for everyone to watch on the channel as well, and indeed all our fantastic mods and members of the community who keep our Discord and comment section a fantastic place for all to be. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.